Hi, my name is Sophie Dennett. It's the 14th of March 2025 and I'm a contemporary artist living and working in Penzance, UK. I grew up in Hackney, East London, which was quite a tough and raw environment in the 80s and 90s. It was a place buzzing with cultural diversity and creative energy, but there was also a palpable tension. Riots, violence, a constant push and pull between the establishment and the community. I remember one night standing in my knickers and vest on the pavement watching my neighbour's house burn down after it was petrol bombed. That was Hackney for me. Vivid, visceral, and a real education in resilience and street smarts. But it was home, and home to all I knew and loved. Moving to Penzance in my 20s was a big shift. I think the contrast between the gritty urban life I knew and the more remote, isolated setting in Cornwall has really impacted how I create art. My work is deeply autobiographical, rooted in the human condition, and yet dream and fantasy-like. I want it to teeter on a different wavelength, a new dimension, with a profound energy. I delve into themes of loss, place, motherhood, emotion, symbolism, desire, love, and the female experience, gender expectation, what binds me and what judges me as a woman, and what I am prepared to give up or do for my children and my liberty. I want to iconise the people I love and care about. I'm interested in how historic art, religion and myth has informed female identity and power. I believe it's vitally important to have the courage to change your trajectory and ignite the sparks of transformation, to take action, a call to arms, so to speak. But this journey often requires taking a step back if necessary, deconstructing and rebuilding, and it's no mean feat. With this perspective, I strive to think outside of the box as I navigate complex themes and emotions. I have a keen interest in society's moral judgments of women and men, exploring how these perceptions shape our experiences and identities. My influences are vast and varied. I draw inspiration from feminist artists like Judy Chicago, and yet I also love Van Gogh, both whose raw honesty resonates with me. I'm particularly inspired by the tumultuous history of women in art and how that narrative unfolds today. I feel we live in a time where we should be able to bring both the feminine and masculine together in a mutually fair playing field. Each of us will go in and out of fashion in the art scene sooner or later, and as we step on that carousel, we need to support each other going forward. I would like to foresee a future where female-male collaborations are electric, and I'm excited about the potential of creating impactful art when dynamics are right and rooted in equality. However, for these collaborations to thrive, equality must be at the forefront. Without it, they simply won't work. I don't want to allow bitterness into my life. Both my experiences in Hackney and Cornwall have informed my viewpoint and really fuel my creativity. Currently, I'm delving into my own gender narrative as a woman, mother and a divorcee, and as I've already said, I'm exploring historical art and societal and religious influences that have shaped my path as an artist. I'm interested in how these factors intersect and what that means for my identity and my work. It's a deeply personal exploration, and I feel like I'm on the brink of something really significant. The biggest challenge for me has been finding the balance between my passion for art versus the practicalities of domestic life. I've had to make difficult choices, especially as a single mother. It feels like there's a tug of war between my responsibilities and my creative aspirations, so that can be really daunting. I realise now that the fight is real and I'm on the stage solo, so I have to do what I need to do to survive. I see it as part of the human condition, and I recognise it in others too. So I can't help but have a lot of empathy for people and their personal journey. I try to channel that struggle into my work. If I were to give my younger self some advice, it would be to embrace vulnerability. To remember resilience isn't about being hard and impenetrable. It's okay to feel deeply and to let those feelings inform your art. Don't shy away from the difficult subjects. They're often the most powerful. Be brave and fearless. Learn to ask for what you need, and above all, trust your voice and your vision. Life will give you something important to say. I continue to experiment with various materials, techniques and unconventional mediums, but one that really gets me is my use of an old Victorian mangle. I found it in the yard of my previous home, and there's something empowering about using it to press my monoprints. It's a nod to history and motherhood, and I just love the idea that it's had hundreds of children's clothes run through it before my artwork. It adds a layer of meaning and connection to my own experience as a mother, amplifying the limitations I've experienced, not always being able to access a conventional press. I really cherished being able to work with what I'd found. I find myself irresistibly drawn to offbeat spaces for creating and showcasing my art, particularly the haunting beauty of abandoned, dilapidated buildings. This fascination traces back to my upbringing in Hackney, where as kids, our time was filled with adventures in the streets. We would all fiercely explore undeterred. Those forgotten structures became our playground, and they continue to inspire my work, infusing it with a sense of history and the untold stories that linger within their walls. Music plays such an essential role in my artistic practice, no matter what medium I'm working with, be it painting, film, or conceptualising an installation. I always have music playing, and I embrace it as the soundtrack to my thoughts and feelings as I create. I see it as another material to work with. Layering it in alongside all the other elements, it shapes the tone and energy of my work in ways that I just find profoundly inspiring. I'm drawn to artists whose music reflects the emotional depth I'm exploring in my pieces. And I have a wide-ranging and eclectic taste which fuels my creativity and allows me to experiment. I love to feel music. I love to create it. Finding ways to incorporate my soundtracks into varied projects. Music and art are intertwined for me, each enhancing the other as I navigate through my creative journey. One of the most touching reactions I've had to my art was a hug from a dear friend who is also an incredible artist in their own right. This friend not only trusted in my vision, but also then enabled me and provided opportunities that helped me grow as an artist. It's moments like these that remind me why I create. It's all about forging connections and sparking meaningful conversations and relationships. Their support and recognition highlight the importance of community in the artistic journey, and it reinforces my belief in the power of art to resonate with others and foster dialogue. I hope when people view my work and walk away, they are feeling something profound, whether it's a sense of empowerment, an understanding of the female experience, or a spark of curiosity about the themes I explore. I want my art to challenge perceptions and encourage dialogue about social injustice, identity, and the complexities of being me, a woman in today's world. I want my kids to have absolutely no doubt about what kind of woman I am.